Okay, so officially, we'd like to welcome you. Thank you for being here with our Sippy 2021 formal launch. My name is Fred Marroquin. I am in charge of sales and marketing here at Sippy, and we are ready to start and ready to let you know some of the items on the agenda for today's presentation. I've got with me the entire Sippy software team. Some of them are watching live, just like you are. Some of them are on the side, waiting to present. We also have some of our very close partners, like Sintel, Onur, Mete, and Escar, who are going to say a word or two. We also have on the side. We also have one called Connect and Chris Bear. We're going to share some of their thoughts with you along the way. We hope that today you enjoy the agenda. We've got a lot of very exciting news. I think that after the end of the day, you'll get a much clearer sense of where we are going and some of how the improvements will evolve the software and evolve us as a company. We're very excited, and we hope you are too. For now, I'll leave you with the one, the only Max Sobolyev.
All right, thank you, Fred, and welcome everyone to our CP21 launch event. Uh, it's basically been 15 years CP software has been in business, so we wanted also not only share some of the great features that we have developed for the next software and new products that we're introducing, but also reflect a little bit on where we came from and where we're going. Oh, hold on. Sorry.
So we've got a lot of guys here today, and as a result of that, we've got a lot of things we're coordinating at once. This is the first and biggest launch we've done, so we are juggling a lot of balls today. So if you experience a little bit of a technical difficulty here and there, bear with us. We're not a complete production company; we are a software company, so we're not. Experts at production. But here we go. Go ahead, Max.
Yeah. Sorry about a little mess up. But anyway, CP started in 2006, and as any company, we had a mission. And if you look at what our core value and where we see our place in the SIP marketplace, the idea was to deliver reliable and affordable SIP communication solution. At the time, SIP was a pretty new protocol, and we looked around and we saw there were pretty much two classes of SIP switching solutions. There were very expensive solutions from companies who has been in voice over IP business for a long time. And there was also like cheaper solutions, but usually the quality of those solutions was not very good. On the other hand, SIP promised simplification and making more affordable SIP communication. So we immediately saw the potential for smaller companies to jump into this space. And so that's how we started. So we started developing our product. So speaking about 2021, basically since now going forward to 2021, CP been through around 29 major software releases. So we kind of perfected and refined that original idea. And this year we are very excited to not only announce annual release of our soft switch and media gateway existing product, but we also wanted to announce Freight Switch and CPPBX, two of the newest products that we're introducing to the market. And on this table, you can see some of the development systems that we use here in the office. There is like you can see diverse hardware, and it's basically toys, but very important toys that we use to develop the software. There are many more development resources online, of course, these days. So some of the highlight of the Sippy soft switch, which is our main product. So in release 2021, we introduce SIP-TLS support, which is very important in the modern world. Although we don't think it's going to replace traditional UDP, because TLS has quite a lot of additional challenges, and we see it as a complementary protocol to provide support where it's needed. Also, what has been asked by many of our customers, and we will hear more information from our partners and our developers today. We're also adding stir shaken support. So if you're in the situation where you're required by the regulation to provide this support, we will be able to offer it as part of SoftSwitch 2021. We also upgraded number of very important components. First and foremost, we're introducing OpenShips 3.1 as our front-end engine, and this is important because there are a lot of security and stability improvements, and that's two very important areas that we are always try to keep our focus on. And there's also some other software updates. We're switching our base Python version from 2.7 to 3.6, and that was quite a big piece of work that you will hear a little bit more about from my colleagues later. As well as we're going to Postgres 10, which is also or has a lot of new features and general improvements, as well as FreeBSD 12, our base operating system. And then on the new releases side, there is a new product that we wanted to announce today, which is Sippy Freight Switch. And what is Sippy Freight Switch? It's basically soft switch on steroids. Basically, we are taking our experience building soft switches for the past 15 years and taking it to the next level, allowing anyone to handle 5 times more capacity on a comparable hardware, and also it will allow us to build scalable systems consisting of multiple nodes. As part of the freight switch, we're rolling out new B2B stack, which has been developed over the course of the past 5 to 7 years, and we believe it's production ready. So we're pretty happy to put it into use. As well as I mentioned, we're building support for clustering. So with the freight switch, we will be able to build systems that are much more bigger in terms of volume by combining multiple nodes and making them working together as a part of the cluster. And last but not least, we're introducing ZFS as a main storage backend for the soft switch, and this will allow us to improve our maintenance procedures and backup procedures, and also it has very attractive enterprise level functions, allowing us to improve reliability and recoverability of the soft switch. And then the other product that we wanted to introduce this year is CPPBX. And basically, CPPBX is a white label hosted PBX, which kind of naturally completes what CP SoftSwitch offers by allowing our customers and partners to extend their service offering by by also providing hosted PBX options. This product is not a new one. We've been developing it since around 2004. It's been partnership with some other companies that we're still working with today. Yeah, and that's basically my little introduction for this presentation, for this session. As I said, in the course of the next 2 to 3 hours, my colleague will go deeper and explain more about this and some other features that we are going to roll out. Fred, over to you.
Yeah, thank you, Max. So Max called it a little introduction, but by far it's not a little introduction. Some of the stuff that Max introduced there, some of the steps that we've taken with Sippy this year to make sure that we plant a very solid footstep in the future, it is what essentially is building us to become a much better and much bigger SIP software development company. We've got some stuff in the go, as Max mentioned, that are serious improvements on not only on our technology, but some of the technology available in the industry. We believe that we've got a strong team, and that the changes we're making annually, monthly, and daily are the type of changes that really guarantee that those users of our software who are true believers of what we do are very profitable, and that they benefit from the things we do. We've got up next, we got the first set of slides from one of our partners. The partner is One Call Connect. They have worked with us for a while now. They were one of the initial users of our software, so they are some of our first customers, and they are now our partners in what we are in fact starting to do with Stir Shaken. With that, I'll leave Max, if you can start pass over to Alicia from One Call Connect, who will be taking us through the One Call Connect partnership with Sippy, and some of the information that she's going to share around not only One Call Connect, but what One Call Connect is doing with Stir Shaken in relation to Sippy is very important and very interesting stuff. Go ahead, Max.
Cesar, you need to start that presentation that you prepared. So we have some slide on this.
I think then maybe Alex, can you go ahead?
But can you do the presentation, Fred?
Yeah. One second.
You're going to put that on there, Max. Go ahead. Don't leave that there.
So just 1 second. We are about to set up here with Alicia from One Call Connect. So if Max, you can put that onto the Okay, so Max, Alicia from One Call Connect is going to take us through some of the stuff, some of the very good work that One Call Connect has done with Sippy on the
Thank you, Fred, and a warm welcome to everyone on this webinar today. I will be discussing our history and technology partnership with Sippy software and also our Stir Shaken product. So, as many of you already know, Sippy software has been providing robust and user-friendly products since the early 2000s. And One Call Connect was one of the early adopters for the Sippy software products, which also enabled us to become one of the largest providers of mobile traffic in the Caribbean market. And in doing so, we terminated millions of minutes daily without incidents, simply and primarily because of the reliable and robust Sippy software platform. Moving forwards, we've been involved with Sippy software in beta testing various products, one of which is being officially released today, Sippy 2021, which now includes the ability to insert a Stir Shaken token within the outbound call path to your USA vendor for termination. Now, One Call Connect is very happy to announce that our Stir Shaken product has been fully tested by Sippy software and can be easily provisioned on your Sippy soft switch for all your Stir Shaken requirements. So, I'm sure some of you are asking, why is Stir Shaken necessary? Well, the purpose behind Stir Shaken is to reduce or eliminate unwanted robocalls in the United States, Canada, and also soon to be the United Kingdom, along with other countries already in the pipeline to enable this technology. As you can see, there are over 4 to 5 billion robocalls per month, with over 40% of which are fraudulent. And this number is increasing year after year, so something had to be done to either eliminate or somehow reduce this fraudulent traffic, which we now know as the technology called Stir Shaken. According to telecommunication stats, the average American receives about 5 fraudulent calls per month, which has become the #1 complaint in the USA. So you can see it's necessary to either eliminate or somehow reduce this fraudulent traffic, which has become the main priority in telecommunications, which is now also gaining traction worldwide. What is Stir Shaken? STIR is an acronym that stands for Secure Telephony Identity Revisited, which was developed back in February of 2018 by the Internet Engineering Task Force, or IETF for short. This group was responsible for outlining the technical protocols required to create a digital signature for VoIP phone calls, which basically is a way to help verify and authenticate the calling party's identification. What is Shaken? Shaken is an acronym that stands for Secure Handling of Asserted Information Using Tokens, which is a framework that outlines and defines the methods in which service providers actually implement the STIR technology to authenticate calls made and received over IP networks. So the big question here today is, do I need Stir Shaken? Well, the short answer is yes and yes. Now, if any of your answers to 1 and 2 are yes, then yes, you will need Stir Shaken. Number 1, does your traffic originate from any international country and terminate into the United States? If it does, then the answer is yes, you need Stir Shaken. Number 2, does your traffic originate from the United States and terminate into the United States? If it does, again, the answer is yes. And yes, you need Stir Shaken. Now, you may ask what happens if you don't use Stir Shaken. Well, if you do not have the Stir Shaken token inserted into the SIP headers to your vendor, then by US FCC law, your vendors will have the option to either reject the call, send the call to voicemail, or add a spam likely message or similar message on the caller ID, which, as you all know, will result in much lower ASRs, reduced daily minutes, and ultimately, lost revenues. The reason for this is that when the end user sees a spam likely message or similar messages on their phone, they are highly unlikely to answer that call. Why? Because this will typically be a robocall. Now, the good news is that One Call Connect can make you compliant with the FCC by providing the stir shaken token and also by assisting with FCC compliancy documentation. One Call Connect simply inserts a stir shaken token into each call. The call is then sent outbound as usual to your USA vendors for termination. It, in doing so, provides full attestation and FCC compliance on each call that is being sent to your vendors for termination. By the way, all of this is being done in milliseconds, so it will not have a significant impact on your PDD. This is a quick demonstration of how stir shaken will affect an inbound call to an end user. Now, on the left-hand side, you can see that the caller has been verified, as indicated by the green arrow. And on the phone itself, you can see Caller Verified. Now, typically that end user will answer that call, as it's a verified non-spam call. On the right, you can see that the call has been presented as a potential spam call. So it's highly unlikely that the user will answer this call. And this is indicated by the red arrow, Caller Blocked. Now in this diagram, we are showing a simplified version of the stir-shaken process for the insertion of a stir-shaken token into the SIP call path. In this diagram, you can see that the Sippy soft switch, which is indicated in green, will request the stir-shaken token from One Call Connect, indicated in orange. One Call Connect then inserts a stir-shaken token into the call path via the identity header. And the call is then sent outbound as usual via your Sippy soft switch to your USA vendors for termination. And in doing so, provides full attestation and FCC compliancy on each call. The question is, so how do I interconnect to One Call Connect for Stir Shaken service? Well, the good news is that Sippy 2021 has added a new user-friendly Stir Shaken setup tool to interconnect with One Call Connect's Stir Shaken server for delivery of your tokens via SIP 302 redirect. Or you can simply follow the Stir Shaken setup procedures on the Sippy support website under Documentation and Solutions, which is under the tutorial section for Sippy 2021. Also, if you're familiar with setting up LRN on Sippy, you will find that the setup for Stir Shaken is very similar to the current LRN procedure. Our Stir Shaken interconnection. This is an example of how the Stir Shaken token will actually appear on your SIP logs with Sippy. In a quick note, this token is also known in the telecom industry as a certificate and can be called either or. Now you can see in the area highlighted in yellow where the token has actually been inserted into the header. This SIP identity header is then sent to your vendor as usual, who then decrypts that token and is verified against the certificate repositories for authentication. Once the token has been authenticated, the vendor sends the call to your intended recipient, displayed typically as a verified caller ID, or a spam call, potential spam, or other message, which will depend on if you have Stir Shaken applied. What is attestation? Well, there are 3 levels of attestation that One Call Connect can provide on each call. Full attestation, A, is where the service provider knows the source and the calling number. Partial attestation, B, is where the service provider knows the customer but not the source of the number. Gateway attestation, C, is where the service provider has originated the number but cannot authenticate the number. Can I check my attestation? Well, once again, the answer is yes. To check your attestation level, you can use this website to decode your tokens and check the attestation level granted to the caller ID, or CLI. Simply copy and paste your token into the left pane under the heading Encoded, and you will instantly see the decoded information on the right pane under the heading Decoded. Today, we are very happy to announce that with our technology partnership with Sippy Software, we are able to provide a promotional per-token discount code to coincide with the launch of Sippy 2021. This code is open to the first 100 customers who onboard by the end of November 2021. In addition, you will also receive a $10 credit for testing your Stir Shaken account. Simply enter Sippy 2021 on the link provided, or you can email the NOC at onecallconnect.com, and mention Sippy 2021. Again, I want to thank you for spending the time with One Call Connect, and at this time, I will hand this back to you, Fred. Thank you.
Thank you, Alicia, for that, and thank you, One Call Connect team. The information that is in that part of that presentation from One Call Connect is very critical, particularly in these days, as you know, as members of the industry, what's happening with Stir Shaken in the United States should be an improvement, not only to the reliability and the trust that consumers have on using their cell phones or their phones, period. But it should be also an improvement to the performance of our economy as an industry. Trust and reliability by the public and the consumer will have an impact on the usage of cell platforms or VoIP platforms all around. Just trust in general will be an improvement for everyone. And it's a good thing. We at Sippy are very happy that these things are taking place and that the government agencies responsible for making sure that consumers can trust the communication means around the world is very important. So we're very excited and very happy to be working with One Call Connect. Thank you to Greg and to Alicia for that.
Yeah, just a little bit of history. I believe One Call Connect has been a customer of CP since about 2008 to 2009. I think they've been pretty early adopters of the hosted solution, and we've seen the company grows, and we are pretty happy and kind of wish them all good luck in the future as well.
Yeah, definitely.
And
They're very good partners.
Yes, and this is, I think, one thing about CP is that each customer is very important for us, and we try to help and grow our business together, essentially.
Yeah, so One Call Connect is one of those partners. As Max said, they were one of the early adopters of our soft switch, and now they've definitely grown and they're moving forward with bigger projects. So we're very happy to have them here. We thank them. But next up, we've got our operations manager, Alex Nykytiuk, who is going to take us through some information pertaining to AWS and how Sippy is not only capitalizing but making roads in how the cloud platform is used by our software and how our users can benefit by our technology being on the cloud. For now, I will leave you with Alex. And Alex, share your slides and please do let us know what Sippy is doing with AWS. Thanks.
Hello, everyone. Let me show my slides. Okay, let's start with that. So I'm going to talk about the Sippy Sausage solution on AWS Cloud Platform. What I would like to say right now. So Sippy Software have been interested in AWS Cloud Platform from the very beginning of its creation. Thus, starting from 2015, we started migrating all our infrastructure to the AWS cloud. So today we will talk about the AWS rollout, about the main advantages of AWS-based Sippy soft switch, the main steps of AWS update procedure, as well as our roadmap regarding the AWS. So let's go to the next slide. So our development and create department have spent immense efforts on engineering, checkout, and testing of AWS-based Sippy soft switch before making an official release note in September 2020. So we have, and since that time, a lot of customers have been provisioning on AWS, and that number is increasing rapidly. At the time being, we have more than 20 production Sippy soft switches running on AWS cloud. Let's go to the next slide. So we talk about the main advantages of AWS-based Sippy soft switch. The first one is dedicated virtual server. So what that means? As you may know, AWS instance is a dedicated virtual server with isolated hardware resources that are allocated to this specific AWS instance. What does it mean for our customers? So it will provide the ability for the switch owner to schedule any maintenance activity that matches their needs and schedule. So let's go to the next benefit. It's scalability. More hardware resources you need, then more powerful AWS instance should be provisioned for those. So the next one is that we can provision AWS-based Sippy soft switch in 16 AWS regions as of now. Also, AWS-based Sippy soft switch can be provisioned really fast. It takes minutes to spin up a new AWS instance with Sippy soft switch on board. It's really fast. So also by using the AWS-based Sippy soft switch, we get the least possible downtime during the major upgrade procedures. It mainly takes from 10 words about the built-in AWS cloud backup and restoration features included, such as AWS volume snapshot feature that you can make a snapshot of your current volume and restore it in case of any kind of disaster or when this volume is failed to work. The next advantage is the ability to have the PostgreSQL direct access. That brings additional flexibility of Sippy soft switch to get additional reporting or ability to fetch CDR data on your end. The last but not least benefit of AWS-based Sippy soft switch is that customer data is based on ZFS file system that provides additional security and redundancy options that you can roll back to the previous workable state of your volume in case it failed due to the unpredictable issue. So let's go to the next slide. I'm going to talk about the main steps of update procedure on AWS. So we mainly use CloudFormation servers to perform automatic updates and do that according to the appropriate logic. So the first step of the AWS update procedure is the preparation step. It mainly performed 30 minutes before the actual update procedure, and the main aim of it to preset all settings and configurations so all that is ready before the actual update. The second step is the update itself. It includes the downtime, which is mainly lasts from 5 to 15 minutes in general, really fast. And the last update step is post-update checks. Our support team should verify that system runs smoothly and all switch components work as expected. Let's go to the next one. I'm going to talk about the AWS roadmap. So what are our future plans regarding the AWS and CP switch on this? So we're going to further improve the update procedure on AWS. What does it mean? Going to minimize the downtime even more using additional features and services that AWS provides. Also, we're going to deploy SMG support for every AWS instance that will help to reduce the CPU and bandwidth costs for customers who are proxying a lot of media traffic through the AWS instance. The third point on the roadmap is support of next generation AWS instance types that make great benefits and bring additional features for our customers. The next point on our roadmap is support of advanced networking features such as load balancers and global accelerator that should reduce the latency as well as optimize routing for traffic going to the AWS instance. The next one is the clustering and scalability. We expect to create several AWS instances and get them in the cluster to have a real clustering solution on AWS. And the last on the list is Amazon Store availability. That means the ability for our customers to have a subscription through the AWS store and be able to deploy AWS typical switch on AWS on their premises. So I would like to say some words in conclusion. So AWS Cloud really have proven to be reliable, powerful and scalable cloud platform for running CP switch on board. It has plenty of useful features, innovation that we expect to get used in near future. Thank you for your attention. Do you have any questions?
That's a great presentation, Alex. Thank you. I've got a couple of questions, and I mean, I'm on the inside, so the questions are questions that perhaps some members of our audience would be interested in learning about. So a few slides back, you mentioned that currently Sippy is available in 16 different regions across the world. So if the region that I'm interested in is not part of the 16 regions, how would I, as a customer, go about requesting or having that region available for me to put my soft switch in?
So I think we can provision your AWS instance much closer to the available region that we have the presence in. Okay.
And so I guess it's from our perspective, would be from Sippy's perspective, it would be simply a matter of looking to open that region and start to provision soft switches in that region. Customer or prospective customer, really all they would need to do would be ask, and we would then look to implement that region, right?
Yeah.
Oh, so it's quite an easy thing. So if you're interested in having Sippy on your AWS preferred region, all you really need to do is ask. So that's a good thing. So it sounds like, Alex, a lot of the stuff that we're doing on AWS is aimed at making sure that we cater to users all over the world. So I think that in line with that, we can put some of Max's comments around clustering, some of the stuff that we're doing in clustering. Eventually, I believe, also given your presentation, there will be a much more higher level of flexibility from Sippy to put some nodes pretty much everywhere in the world and have those nodes work concurrently. Very exciting stuff. Thank you, Alex. Now, up next, we have another partner, a partner that has also been with us for quite a long time. They are based in Turkey. The partner is Sintel. We've got Onur from Sintel representing his team. Onur and Sintel have been with us, as I said, for a long time. They are committed and very, very strong partners. They've developed a TIB module that is used by customers all around Turkey. We are very happy and very excited to have you here live, Onur. The fact that you're here with us, the fact that you've been working with us for so long is not only a testament to our relationship, our partnership, but also to the fact that you are stable as a business and that you are committed to this industry. We are very happy, and thanks very much for being here, Onur. I'll leave it with you. Please be sure to share your slides, share your screen.
I don't have any slides actually for you guys. I'm very sorry about that. But you can hear me well, right? First thing is first.
Loud and clear, and you're very
Right.
good looking, so you're all good.
Oh, thank you. Hello, I'm very, very happy to be here. We are very much honored from this invitation from Sippy. Sippy is a great partner. We are more than partners actually. We are good friends with most of the crew in Sippy. We have been in the voice over IP market since 2003. Me and my partner Mete and Erkan met in 2005, and we started business by starting a telecom operating company. So first challenge was having a stable and like stable soft switch. So we have done a lot of research, lots of painful stories actually. But at the end, we met Sippy, it was probably in 2008 or 2009. So we have been with Sippy more than 10 years. So we bought Sippy for ourselves first. It was not our aim to be a partner. We just wanted to use soft switch. Then it got interesting actually. So what we did is being in the market in Turkey is not easy. I'm 100% sure you have your own challenges, but being in this country, you have to have some obligations, and we have board of telecommunications. They ask for many different stuff. So what we did was our head developer, head engineer Erkan is with us also. He and his team developed different softwares that combined with Sippy. So what we did was we developed a CDR module, a TIB module, what we call, and with this TIB module we got famous. We got famous, and we probably, if I'm not mistaken, we installed more than 70 or 80 Sippy softs in Turkey. So we are in contact with most of the operators, and they buy Sippy soft from us, and we are able to sell our software to them. So our story got interesting actually. So we had two companies, one operator, the other company was distributor and development company. So software development company. So at the end, we acquired Sintel about 4 years ago, and we merged Sintel and Eurotel. Now, as Sintel, we are distributing hardwares like audio codes. We are the distributor of audio codes, Media 5, Telco Bridges, Oracle, Palladium, and many different products actually. But I can easily say, maybe, I mean, I'm maybe I'm good friends with Maxim and Fred, but I can easily and from the bottom of my heart tell you that the reason that Sippy is this successful in Turkish market because it has an amazing technical support. I mean, we cannot even compare the technical support of Sippy with the vendors that we work with. And we work with, and I gave some names, but I don't wanna give the other names. You can easily find it on our webpage. But so and they have good support as well, but not as good as CP support. So at the end we have a stable soft switch that has great technical support. So with this, we managed to install CPsoft to the not medium-sized operators, the bigger operators. Actually, there are some really big operators in Turkey that use CP, and we have different goals with CP as well. And I'm very happy to hear that that CP is coming up with a PBX solution. There are different features that we have been looking for a while. So so I'm very much excited to be the part of this team, and I will be more than happy to hear the rest of the people who are going to give speech.
Thank
you guys.
Yeah, thank you very much, Onur. We're very happy that you were able to make it. And as I said in our introduction, you are one of those partners that definitely provides us with a sense of the longevity of the customers that believe in our solution. One of the things that Max said to me a while back is that a lot of the growth that we've had comes not necessarily from the marketing and the and the good things we say about ourselves, but from the fact that we work with companies like yours who grow and who increase their capacity, who increase the level of solutions that they offer to the market. And it's clear to me now, having been with Sippy for 2 years, that the growth model for Sippy is based on the customer success. People like you and companies like you who become successful help us raise our profile and become a bigger and better software company. Having said that, like I said, we're very happy. I'm not sure if you have a couple of things you want to say, Max.
Yeah, I just wanted to thank Onur and his colleagues and Sintel for all the hard work and being very good partner and helping us to grow, and we are very thankful.
Yeah,
it is mutual. I mean, look, guys, it is when you were giving your speech, Maxim. I remember the story. We had a customer coming to our office. They were not bad, they were okay, and they were using another source switch. So this guy comes to us and he says, I need a stable source switch, and you are giving me CP, and he says this product is cheap, so how I'm going to trust? And we told them it is not cheap, it's economical. There is a big difference. And we told them, look, we are in the business also. We are an operator, and we have been using CP for, it was like we were using at that time for 6 years, and it's stable. So if you want to look, if you want to check something, just take a look at us and take a look at our company, Reuther, and you decide. They bought I think 2 CPs from us, and they've been using since then. They are very happy. So
great. That's a great story.
Yeah.
Thank you
Onur, for sharing.
Thank you.
So, sorry, Max, can you mute yourself for a second? Onur, as you know, you work very closely with Denise also. Denise, for everyone in the audience, is our account manager. She's based in Singapore. So we got people pretty much all over the world. Denise is a person that works very closely with Onur, and she's asked me to pass on the message, Onur, that she's very happy to be working with you guys, and that at any time you have something that you need from the team, you can always trust that she'll be very helpful. She said hello, and as you know, she is closer to your time zone, much closer than me. So she's always available. And at Sippy, one of the things we aim to do is to be closely available to our customers. In your case, Onur, you're very lucky to have Denise as a account manager. She's a very smart girl and very, very professional.
Yes, Denise and Anu as well. I'm very happy that I have people like Denise and Anu working for CP.
Great. Thanks very much. So that we appreciate you being here. And on to the next topic. As Onur mentioned, one of the things that CP customers get a lot of value from is our support. So with that, I will ask both Jose and Alex to jump back on this so that we can go through some of the improvements and some of the changes. Thank you, Onur. Some of the changes that we have made on the support team side and the support process side to make sure that we can provide better, so that we can continue to be stronger, as Onur said, on the support team side, because that is in many cases the value that our customers and our users get from us. With that, I'm going to hand off to Alex, who is going to actually I'll do this. Alex, we are going to talk about some of the improvements that we've made on the support team side. As part of that, we've got the introduction of Jenkins into the support process. Alex will go into a bit more detail on that. We are also going to talk about the release of the L1 support team. I'm going to make an introduction to our L1 support team manager, Jose Cordon. I'll tell you a little bit, not only about him, but about the L1 support structure, so that you have a better sense of what that entails. We are going to talk a little bit about the implementation of new support plans. This is something that I've been working on for a while. I've started with Sippy about 2 years ago, and part of my mandate and part of my drive inside the company has been to improve and make adjustments where necessary for the offerings that we have on the support team side. We are also going to talk about the execution of new procedures and checklists. This is really the bread and butter of how the support team actually functions, and the reason why customers like Onur, partners like Onur, believe that we have a very solid and stable support team and support service structure. Finally, as part of this section, we're going to talk about the constant automation of procedures, which is something that Arthur and the rest of the support team are continuously involved in. We are about continuous improvement all the time. And we're always on the ball when it comes to the support stuff. For now, I believe, Alex, you got the next slide. Go ahead.
Yeah. As you know, support team doing a lot of maintenance activities every day. So update procedure is one of them. And that's why support department has started to use Jenkins to automate this process. As you may know, Jenkins is the automation server that helps to automate software development, facilitating continuous integration and continuous delivery of software. So let's talk about the main benefits of using Jenkins for support update procedures. The first one is the speed of the update. So what does it mean? Now the time that's really needed for the update to be performed is less than 15 minutes using the Jenkins, while in majority of cases It is like 30 minutes and can take up to 1 hour in some rare cases, but it sometimes happens. The second advantage is a reduction of human factor. As long as all that update process is performed according to the appropriate predefined logic, there is no human mainly involved in the actual update procedure. The third one is automatic scheduling. So using the Jenkins, we can keep customer systems up to date using the minor updates according to the schedule of our customer. That's it. Next one, please.
Okay, thank you, Alex. So for a while, for the last, as I said, 2 years that I've been working here at Sippy, one of the things that I've emphasized is the importance of having customer service driven individuals who do their utmost to make sure that customers are well served, that we understand them, that we improve how we communicate with customers. So as a result of that, we have now created an L1 support team. Part of the mandate in the L1 support team is to cover more time zones. So as I mentioned earlier, by introducing Denise in the discussion with Onur, we have customers all over the world, but we also have team members all over the world. So part of what we wanted to do with the L1 support team was increase our reach into time zones, into different time zones, so that we can better provide coverage for support, at least for, in some cases, for the first point of contact for our customers. One of the other things that we've done with the L1 support team is we've extended the working hours of more team members. So where in the past you might have had, say, 8 team members working at a specific time, we are doubling that by having an L1 support team that works on hours that better coordinate with our customers' needs. So we've increased the working hours of the support team as a whole by introducing the L1 support team. Part of the future plans that we have coming up for the L1 support team is to increase the size of the support team to better enable them to have more tools available to them, so that things like online meetings with customers can be something more easily done, so that if you have something that you need to communicate immediately, that you are able to perhaps to share your screen and explain an issue in a much more thorough way than you might through an email. Emails and that are very good for providing detailed instructions, but sometimes you just need to have a conversation. And I believe that the L1 support team and what we plan to do in the future should help us reach some of those goals of having a more responsive communication with customers. Again, the customer service focus is a huge part of the L1 support team. I said from the beginning of requesting that we create an L1 support team that they have to be driven by their ability to talk to people and to serve them as people, and to provide an audience for complaints, for understanding better their situation, and for communicating with the support team. So that's basically an introduction to the support team. Now, more specifically, Jose Cordon is the support L1 support team manager. Jose is based in El Salvador right now. That's a different time zone altogether. And as you know, it is a Spanish-speaking country. So one of the things that we are doing is extending our reach in terms of languages. We've got Denise, who speaks Mandarin, and we've got the people who speak French, Ukrainian. We've got people who speak Farsi, so Indian as well, Urdu. So we've got customers in all languages. Now we have Jose, who can speak Spanish fluently, and he is going to be the person responsible for helping grow the L1 support team. He is a very knowledgeable person, has extensive customer service experience, and has knowledge by having worked with Dell in a past employment. So with that, I'll leave you with Jose. He's going to say a few things about the particulars of the L1 support. Go ahead, Jose.
Thank you, Fred, and thank you, everybody. Hello there. This is Jose, and I'm the first L1 engineer at Sippy, having the privilege of being part of this new startup project, meaning the creation and implementation of the L1 technical support team. So essentially, the L1 support team will work to be a bridge between you and engineering. Okay, how exactly we're going to accomplish this? First of all, we are going to provide a first point of contact, okay, to you guys. What exactly this means? This means to monitor incoming open tickets in Freshdesk and receive incoming calls to the tech support department phone extension. Gather from customers all necessary information to expedite resolution, as well as setting the proper expectations of the service to be provided. Also, it means to coordinate with L2 how are we going to efficiently proceed towards the fix. Point number two, we're going to control and improve service level agreement performance on each new ticket. This means that we're going to validate that the person filling the ticket is registered in the support system and also check the support contract validity. As well, this means to determine the type of service required. This is based on the type of support contract. Finally, we make sure the appropriate resources are allocated. Point number three, we continue talking about the allocation of L2 resources. There are special scenarios, such as migration, for example, where we need to coordinate resources with the L2 team and at specific hours of a given day. Point number four, L1 will assist L2 engineers. How so? And this is a very complex activity, but just to mention the most common scenarios, we do this by scheduling maintenances of all sorts, such as the upgrade that some of you recently went through related to the latest OpenShips version. Also, we're informing customers about upcoming events or coordinating with them a suitable time. And one that is very important is last-minute changes that affect already scheduled events and must inform customers in a timely manner. And the list goes on. Point number five, help resolve communication issues, which is crucial. How we're going to do this? We're going to make sure that all information exchanged between the customer and L2 department is clear and it is complete. If there are doubts, we're going to make sure to address them all. We're going to follow up with L2 support team members on pending responses to customers, especially those that have been sitting there for a long time. And last but not least, we're going to provide customers a readily available resource to confirm information or ask any kind of questions. Thank you, Fred. Go ahead, please.
Okay, thanks, Jose. So as you could hear, and Jose is responsible, as I said, for the day-to-day operations and the duties of the L1 team. On our side, one of the things that we wanted to do, and there's one of the very first points that Jose made, is to control and improve the SLA performance on each ticket. So improving is a drive here at Sippy. That is why we implemented the L1 support team. We want to make sure that if something that you filed as a ticket is something that requires delivery of a solution within 24 hours, and that is our commitment, we want to make sure that we are on the ball to make sure that we deliver a solution within 24 hours. So the job that the L1 team has is very important because it, in fact, keeps us honest when it comes to delivering on those promises. A while back, we did some other presentations where I talked about, we make these promises to deliver great service. And in fact, here is proof that what we're doing is, in fact, driving us towards delivering on those promises. It is essentially what we are doing all the time. assisting L2 engineers. A lot of the work that the L2 engineers do is very complex. And so a lot of times the communication, the ability to communicate effectively is difficult because there are so many things that have to be kept in mind. The job that Jose has is to be able to extract information from you that is important for the L2 engineers to have so that they can process tickets efficiently and so that they can focus on coming up with those solutions. By far, the introduction of the L1 support team is definitely guaranteed to deliver those improvements that I've long believed that we are making, but that we are now clearly proving are being made. With that, we've got premium support that we have created as an available option for those of you who want to have even much better service from us, much better support service from us. One of the biggest changes that we've made this year, not only in terms of the introduction of the L1 support team, is that we're introducing new support service plans. These support service plans are professional and enterprise. We've already got a couple of customers on both, and I'm going to talk about that in detail a little later. But for now, some of the things that we've done in terms of preparing for the new support service plans is to prepare the support team for those plans. So in order to do that, we've developed new support procedures for each of the plans. Essentially what that means is that we've separated the support team into smaller sections, smaller groups, which themselves are focused on delivering enterprise support. For example, we've got a team of what we call ET engineers, enterprise team support engineers, and their focus is solely to drive the support for the higher tier support plans. We've trained the support team members with procedures, and not only with procedures, but with the technical requirements that they will need to fulfill their jobs and to deliver much more effective solutions when you have a much more complex system to operate. To give you an example, we've got clustering coming up, and some details may be shared around clustering. The clustering itself, managing the cluster, and being able to provide support to each of the cluster nodes is very important. And that's not something that we leave to a first-year engineer, for example. We've got training provided to support team engineers who are responsible for making sure that those clusters operate properly and that we are monitoring them in a level, in a way that we are not monitoring a single soft switch. So there's a considerable amount of training that's being provided to support team members who are in the part of the professional and enterprise support team groups. We've also implemented new tools such as an emergency call phone number. So as a user of our enterprise support team, for example, if you have an emergency, we've got a special phone number where you can call that emergency phone number, and you reach an engineer immediately and are able to explain the situation, work out some details so that we can jump much faster to provide a solution. Essentially, the point of that is to be able to provide you a way of reaching us, explaining the situation. At the end of the day, a detailed explanation in writing is always more useful. But when you call the phone number, the emergency call phone number, that you are being immediately heard and that your situation is being handled as it's happening. So we are going to resolve it in a much faster way. So the emergency call phone number is just one of the tools that we've made available to our higher support tier customers. On one of the last points here is creating group of enterprise support team members. We've gathered some of the most experienced Sippy support team members, and we've allocated them to the professional and enterprise support teams. They are the most experienced, and they are tasked with providing solutions that require much more complex and experienced knowledge. So the support team members in the premium support tiers are very, very, very experienced. I think that with that, I'll leave Alex to the next slide. He's going to talk about the implementation of new procedures and checklists. Go ahead, Alex. I think maybe Alex is not there. So
Sorry,
yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, sorry, I was muted. Support team constantly really works on ways of improving the service that we are providing to our customers to be the best that we can. So here are the specific steps that we have made in that direction. The first one is checklists and policies that we have introduced. So specific and appropriate checklists have been created for more complex scenarios, so that every support engineer knows how to work in during every procedure and maintenance. The next one is automation of working processes. So it means that workflows automation created that should follow appropriate scripts, so that every support member know how to act in any case and in any ticket. And the last one is introduction of automated reminders. It's mainly done to be on the schedule, to not forget about any kind of preparations. So all preparation stuff and all steps should be done in time and in timely manner. So based on that, those improvements are mainly created to reduce the amount of extra efforts that can be, in some cases, improve the efficiency of support department and get rid of any mistakes that may happen.
Yeah, thank you, Alex. Thank you. So improving and creating efficiencies is another mantra that we have at Sippy. So we are always on the lookout for ways to improve not only the processes but the personnel. We are always up for making things better here at Sippy. So one of the things that we've done to essentially create those improvements is the constant automation of procedures. In some cases, we have looked for how it is that the engineers can be trained to create automations that will guarantee efficiencies, not only with how the team works, but how the switch works and how do we troubleshoot those things. Go ahead, Alex. You can present this.
Yeah, as you know, the support department is a team of highly qualified guys who are really enjoying and willing to create and improve the scripts that can help to automate every process that we have in our company. So why is it so important? Let's talk about this. So in reality, when you face the same issue once again, you're thinking about how I can get rid of this issue or prevent it from happening in future. That's why you can create scripts that should reduce the work and time that should be spent on solving this issue in future. That also frees your resources that you can allocate to any other task during your work. Also, the automation and scripts writing reduces the human errors because not much data that you should enter and to work with. A script will do all this work for you. The next one is product improvement. So every time you are reading, every time you are verifying or revising the product or any documentation, you're making anything better and doing some improvement in this area. And the last one is that skills of every engineer are growing, and we are becoming more powerful and more able to cope with any issues and be able to sort out any cases more quickly.
Yeah. Thank you, Alex. So as you've seen, and I think in the last few slides, we believe that engineering, and this is a common knowledge, I believe, is that engineering is about being precise. Engineering is precision. And in everything that we do, we aim to be precise. We are built by engineers. Max is an engineer. We have a team full of engineers, and we are built and driven by precision, improvement, efficiency. And so through the creation and all the automation of procedures, we aim to remove a lot of the human factor that can typically, or if you're not careful, plague a process. So we try to remove that part of it to make sure that our focus is on those things that you cannot automate immediately. So we try constantly to make sure that our engineers have skills that grow. With the growth of those skills, they are more proficient to create scripts and to manage processes and procedures that essentially clean up any error-prone processes and deliver good service to you as a user. I'm going to talk in a future slide about how that ultimately ends up being a benefit to you as a user of our software. So in conclusion, we introduced Jenkins as part of our processes, and that reduces downtime and eliminates a lot of the human factor, a lot of that factor that can cause issues inside a process. The support team has introduced a few different solutions to improve this support service provided to our customers. This is something that I've mentioned time and time again. We are always looking for ways to inject a new process that will deliver an improvement. That is by the very nature of as I said, engineering, something that is constantly on the go. Finally, the support department aims to have happy customers. When Onur was doing his presentation, I mentioned that one of the ways that we've grown as a company and as a software provider is by making sure that our customers are profitable, that they get a benefit by using our support team and by implementing our solutions. So the fact that they are happy means their customers are happy. And as a result, we have become a very, very stable and strong company. And by today's example, we are growing, we are creating new solutions, and this is all because of our happy customers. The support team and the sales team is aimed at creating happy customers. So with that, I believe that our next presenter is going to be actually, we'll take some questions. I don't know. Are there any questions online, Philip? There's no questions online that we can share. Okay, so with that, I will call on a presentation by Chris Baer from Baer Telecom. He is another longtime user of our soft switch. Chris is an absolutely great guy. He plays many instruments. He is one of these all-around good guys who is a family guy, committed to his family and his kids. He is, as I said, a musician, and a very good one, I might add. He shared with me some of the music he made, and today he's shared with us a video he made, essentially talking about how he sees Sippy inside his business and the things that he has done with Sippy. Please go ahead and play that, Max. Yeah. I'm just doing that now. 1 second. Go ahead.
Hello, my name's Chris Baer. I'm the owner of Baer Telecom. We offer origination and termination as well as server and equipment rentals. Sippy Soft Switch has been instrumental to some of our core operations regarding both origination and termination with billing. Sippy has allowed us to deploy on-premise installations in our data centers of their software on recommended hardware located around the United States. This has allowed us to ensure point of presence as close as possible to our customers, offering the lowest latencies and highest call quality. Some of our Sippy deployments have been online for over 5 years. The underlying operating system is FreeBSD and has provided best-in-class, robust security, performance, and memory efficiency, as well as stability. And when I say stability, we only take the systems down for mission-critical updates, and even then, Sippy offers the ability to have a hot or warm standby, which allows us to transfer phone services to another system while critical work is being performed on the primary switch, keeping service impact minimal. Options like these allow us to provide some of the highest SLAs in the industry. Numerous reporting options available have helped us maintain profitability and margins when it comes to call routing. The ability to create routing groups with different group options has allowed us to really manage calls based on margin or quality routing, and any option change is near instant. Profit loss reports, loss prevention, and carrier quality control really gives us control. One thing I really enjoy about Sippy is the ability to see calls in real time to assist with troubleshooting, as well as even the ability to do a deeper inspection with built-in packet capture. There is no shortage of features in this platform, and we utilize them all. With knowledgeable and prompt support, real-time chat options available, we have never had a critical moment where we could not get answers or issues resolved quickly. They even remotely monitor things such as hard disk, CPU, media, CPS, current calls, and much more. 24/7, they are kind, courteous, and there for you. We utilize the extensive, reliable API provided by Sippy that covers just about any feature you can control with the click of a mouse. This has allowed us the ability to design our own internal tools for managing clients and other future software projects we may have right now. Sippy has worked with us as brothers and sisters in arms, side by side, in the daily trenches of voice-over-IP telecommunications warfare. With a sprawling feature set, amazing support, affordable pricing, and license options, I can go on and on. This has been an amazing partnership. I challenge you to take the plunge. I promise you won't be let down.
Okay, so I think that as I said, Chris is one of these all-around good guys who are committed not only to the industry, to their customers, and that it clearly shows with the level of success that he's had. We wish him continued success, and we hope that guys like Chris keep coming to us for solutions. We're very happy to have Chris as a customer, and we're very thankful for the video he put together for us and for the very nice things he said about us. With that, we've got now Andriy Pylypenko, who is going to say a few words about his work on the back end of our soft switch. Go ahead, Andriy. Hi, Andriy. I think you're muted, so unmute yourself before you start saying all this wonderful
Yeah,
things.
I'm very sorry. I started to share my presentation. It prevented me from unmuting. Okay. Hello, everyone. I'm Andriy Pylypenko. I'm a software developer for Sippy software, and I want to discuss the most important and noticeable features of Sippy 2021, and those.
Yeah, not only that. Sorry to interrupt you, Andriy. Andriy is also one of our co-founders, and he's been with Sippy pretty much since very early days, and he's the guy who does a lot of very good work, including latest Go B2B, which has been developed by him pretty much single-handedly. So
Thank you very much.
very proud to have him.
Good of you, Andriy.
One word. Yeah. Okay. Today I want to discuss three main topics. It's stir shaking support, support for TLS and TCP for SIP, and also we made quite big work on privacy support improvements. Stir-shaken has been already described in details by one call connect. Basically, I don't need to describe it more.
Sorry,
What is
Andriy.
important?
Sorry,
Yeah.
I'm sorry. We can't see your slides, so if you can, please share your slide screen. Make
Oh,
sure that you're presenting your slides. So just
I'm
click on the
sorry.
present and share
Yeah.
screen and present. Yeah.
Okay.
There we go. I think that's great.
Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you.
So basically, this is a new protocol which is becomes mandatory in many countries now. So we stepped ahead and provided support for that. CP uses modular approach to that, so we allow to use third-party authentication and verification services with CP. One Call Connect is one of them. ISP Telecom is second one. And also, if you have your own certificate for stir shaken, CP also provides you with an ability to verify or authenticate, which means sign your calls yourself. Which is a built-in feature available in both in CP software and Freight Switch. That's it about stir-shaken. Now about SIP TCP and TLS. SIP provides a way to use reliable transports such as TCP and to use additional security in form of TLS. And we added support for that. We added it basically by adding that protocol on SIP proxy level. We did not change anything in B2B UA, I mean anything significant. So that conversion of UDP SIP signaling, which comes from B2B UA, just is converted on the fly by OpenSIPs. TLS definitely provides a much more secure way to communicate, to send calls via internet. It has, of course, some overhead because it uses encryption and everything else. Also, it lacks encryption for audio, but anyway, it's a good solution for many situations, and we have significant demand for this feature. On the implementation side, we currently do not verify the incoming TLS connections, making it easy to place calls from various UAs which are just soft phones or something like that. But it is possible to verify validity of a vendor certificate if it's important to be sure that CPSoft switch sends calls to a valid recipient. Yes. And about privacy support rework, there are currently two standards. First one is actually a standard. It's RFC 3322, which provides two headers to transmit to pass the asserted identity. It's the asserted identity and privacy headers, and also there is a standard which has never become the standard per se, but actually it is quite frequently used by our customers. So we in the past had many requests to provide some features regarding privacy, and we added a lot of such features, very small features, but they were basically ad hoc features which made it difficult to improve our support for privacy in the soft switch. And with new requests for new features arriving, we had to make this rework in our system. So what happened? We introduced abstract privacy ID for a call, which is protocol independent. So basically, you may receive a call with p-asserted identity header or remote privacy remote party ID. And depending on your configuration, you may receive that information, and it is stored during the call as that abstract privacy ID. After that, this privacy ID can be translated, rewritten, and sent out to vendor in a chosen protocol. So it allows basically easy translation between those two protocols. And also we created a new feature. It is authentication using the received privacy ID, which means basically that privacy ID which we received, we may use instead of CLI in authentication rules for accounts and DIDs. So basically, with this rework, I hope we will be able to provide much more flexibility and improve on the existing features regarding the privacy. And that's it.
Okay, that's actually quite a bit of very good information, Andriy. One of the things as a new Sippy employee, relatively speaking, I get a sense of where the evolution of the software has been. One of the people who has been instrumental in growing the software, as you know, by having been here so long, is that essentially the path that the software has gone through. I have a question, if you can. Where do you see some of the improvements that we're making today? Where did you see them along the way? By that I mean, how did you or could you have imagined that the software would end up where it currently is in terms of, us offering clustering and the freight switch? Did you think that it was going to evolve in this direction?
Mm, basically, I was working, so it may become reality. So, yeah, it is a hard work and it is a lot of work. And we are reaching the goal, I believe.
Yeah. And I guess you've done a lot of work for partners like Onur and Sintel, right? So, with that said, Onur is watching, and he said that he has never met you, and so he's very happy and very glad to actually be able to put a face to the name that he's seen in many emails and communications back and forth. So today, apart from the fact that it's it's a day where we share a lot of information, I guess it's a good time for our customers and users like Onur, partners like Onur and his team to be able to meet folks like you, Andriy. So Onur says hello, and he's
Thank you.
very glad that he's gotten to see you.
I'm glad to.
Okay, thank you, Andriy. So up next, we've got another senior member of our development team. No, so we've got Yevgen Drachenko, who is another senior member of our team. Uh, he has been with Sippy now also for a long time, and he's one of these guys that essentially know the paths and the ins and outs of how we got to where we got. There's a legend at Sippy that when he was born, the first words that came out of his mouth were "sip stack." Long before he could say mama or dada or anything like that, he could say sip stack, and that's what he was saying. So we are very happy to have him here. And today his presentation is going to be on some of the changes we've done to the user interface. With that said, I don't think there's much I can share with you in terms of his experience because his experience is that great. I'll let you. Yevgen, please say a few things on your presentation. Go ahead.
Hello, everybody. My name is Yevgen Drachenko, and I am a software engineer in Sippy Software Incorporated company. In this session, we will cover main changes and new features added in Sippy 2021 WebUI subsystem. What new features are available in Sippy 2021? Let's review them. The first one is self-certificates management. This new feature was added as an auxiliary tool to configure and manage the existing web server subsystem and upcoming SIP-TLS support in SourceSwitch SIP stack. The main idea is to store all SL certificates belonging to an environment in the environments database. In this way, every owner of an environment can manage the certificates himself. This new structure led to review and remove a self-certificate from the environment's properties. Now, a self-certificate for web server can be assigned as a reference in System Parameters WebUI submenu. Here is an example of how the self-certificates management interface looks like. As you can see, in expiration date column, there are notifications regarding the expired certificates. It is a red icon. If some certificate expires in 30 or less days, it is marked as one about to expire, an amber icon. This allows the switch operator to easily identify the certificates that require an attention, saving your time and ensuring these are kept up to date. Here is another example of an certificate properties. This one was issued by customer himself or by an SL certificates provider and uploaded as a certificate and key pair. This certificate was issued by let'sencrypt.org service. For your administrator's convenience, Sippy 2021 will automatically renew certificates for you, eliminating extra steps needed to update your SL certificates. Automatically renewing your certificates means fewer steps in managing your SL certificates on a whole. All you need to set up the customer is to enter the DNS record for common name and provide any alternative DNS names if there are any. Adding the ability to manage your SL certificates via API will allow you to better integrate this in with your existing business systems and allow you to automatically manage your SL certificates, even if you aren't using Let's Encrypt. You will be able to create, modify, read, or delete any of SL certificates through our API methods. Documentation can be found following the provided link. Many of new features implemented in Sippy 2021 added to the large number of configuration options already available in system parameters. Organizing them into smaller groups made more sense as Sippy continues to develop new features for our customers. Here you can see the new structure. Every page is lightweight and consists from related options. We have 7 submenus for now, but the new submenus can be added if needed in the future. It is an example of page to configure SIP, media, and your LRN options. During our Sippy 2021 development cycle, we added the support of new payment processors. They are Stripe, Brain3, and PayPal Payments API version 2. This has a benefit for Sippy 2021 system owners as makes it easier for end users to pay for the provided services. It should be noted that this support has been merged into Sippy 2020 version as a very demanded feature. A common approach to our software development is consideration of new features and improvements to be added into our existing production releases. This is a good example of a feature worked on and added into our production release. Customers with support agreement in place regularly receive updates to apply to their system. That's basically all. Thank you for your attention. If there are any questions, I'm ready to answer.
Thank you, Yevgen. Philip, do we have any questions that a member of our audience perhaps wants to ask of the development team? No? Okay, Max, go ahead. You want to say something?
Yeah, thanks, Geka, for the presentation and for the great work you've done over the years. One question I got quite often from our customers is, especially recently, is whether or not we are planning to do something instead of XML RPC on the API side, because yeah, these days mostly everyone loves JSON APIs, and lots of customers are not very happy with XML RPC.
Yeah, we have plans to implement JSON API. It is a roadmap for the future releases, but in 2021 it's not yet available, but we are moving in that direction. So yeah, the plan is to make full coverage of all our features available via XML API and implement them in JSON API. That's, I hope, this is the answer for your question.
Okay, well, hopefully next year.
Yeah.
Cool, thanks.
You're welcome.
Anything else, Max?
No,
good?
not really. No, I'm good.
Okay, so with that, thanks, Yevgen. His actual name is Yevgen, but here at Sippy, because we love him so much, we call him Geka. I don't know what that means in Ukrainian or Russian, but it sounds good. So thanks, Geka.
Yeah, he's just a good guy.
Yeah, it's
Good
like
guy.
it's like we can call you Freddy as well.
Okay, you can.
It's the same kind of thing.
Okay, good. Well,
So Evgen is more like official name, and but Geka is more like
friendly name.
yes, yes.
Okay, well, thanks, Geka. Okay, so up next is my role in the presentation. So let me share my screen, and I will do my little bit here. 1 second, and here we go. So in terms of the sales and business related presentation, when I put these slides together, I essentially had to figure out what over the period of the last 2 years and the last year we've done or I've done on the marketing and sales side to accommodate what Sippy's strategy does to influence sales and to influence marketing and ultimately to help the company grow on the business financial side. So the company is very much a technical company, very much an engineering company. So while we strive to make sure that we've got a very solid, stable, and robust solution on the business side, we have to incorporate our strategy to reflect what we do on the technical side. So some of the changes we've made in pricing and product offering are designed to deliver more options to you. So on the business side, we aim to continuously push to have more options available to customers, not only in terms of service, as I've mentioned with the L1 support team, introduction of the L1 support team, also on the introduction of the enterprise and professional level support tiers. We're also providing more options when it comes to low capacity, low CC requirements, because we believe that there is a great deal of our market and our possible users who want to have some options when it comes not only to how they get support, but when they use support, but also to the cost of a low capacity soft switch. So I'll be talking about some of the things we've done, and I'll be introducing some of the pricing around some of our lower capacity switch options. This will be interesting to anyone who is starting out in the business and wants to use our soft switch. As I said before, we've also made some more support options available. I'll be going through some options for defining what the support tiers will be like, and also some of the costs that will be associated with acquiring those support tiers. Finally, in terms of our strategy, one of the things that we are driven by is being scalable. Okay, so with us, as we've mentioned earlier, we have had some customers who would start with us at 100 channels capacity and then have moved on not only to have 5,000 capacity soft switch, but to have multiple 5,000 capacity soft switches in data centers all over the world. So scalability for us is a mandate. As I mentioned, we are a technology first company, and then we are a business company. So our scalability is a result of the mandate by the technical team to be scalable and to have a soft switch that is robust and very strong. High availability is something that is part of our strategy, because we believe that because we are a communications company, essentially, that we need to provide solutions all over the world that are always on, essentially, that are available, and that customers can rely on the availability of their network. So for us on the sales team, we needed to merge the technical requirements that Max and the technical team provide us, and try to find ways to create products or to request that products are made that comply with these requirements, which are scalability, robustness, and high availability. So, having said that, we've got now the option of providing you low capacity soft switches in some cases that are extremely appealing when it comes to the price, with no support. We do know that there are some customers out there who are very technically proficient and who can manage a soft switch on their own, and who can for a good bit of what's required for them to maintain the soft switch on the technical side, don't require a lot of support. So with that, we've created options for 50 capacity channels on our share hosted platform of $75. $75 is quite an appealing price, I would think, for somebody who is starting out in the industry, looking to see if they can open up some roads on customers to bring on some networks and start to pass some SIP traffic through our soft switch. On the AWS side, the cost would be $125. That is well below what we charge for a supported soft switch. So if you know or of anyone who is interested in working in the industry, who's interested in dipping their toes in the SIP technology and wants to get some customers of their own, the option for 50 cc's and 100 cc's with no support should be something that they find very much interesting and economical to get started. The prices right up to 2,000 channels on AWS are very aggressive by us to try to court as much of your business as possible. We believe that there are many reasons why some of our customers can in fact take care of some of their immediate needs when it comes to support. In the past, we have made webinars related to how to troubleshoot issues on your own. These webinars were put together by the technical team and by myself with the aim of making sure that we can provide tools that you can use that would let you troubleshoot some things on your own. So because we do recognize that not everything is something that you'll be able to troubleshoot on your own, but we believe that there are some things that you can troubleshoot on your own. And for those of you who want to try a switch and want to economize on the support side, we have some options that you might be able to take advantage of. So we've also made some options available that in fact are slightly in the opposite direction. And these are options for those of you who truly see all the benefits of our support team and everything that the support team entails. So what we've done here is put together packages that allow you to have 3 years of support with your license purchase. So typically we offer 1 year of support, that is the standard support that is included with your license purchase. With these new options, we are providing 3 years of support. This is an introductory offer, of course, because of the launch of Sippy 2021. So these offers are going to be valid for a period of 7 months. So towards the end of July 31st of next year, we are going to remove these offers. So, just like the low capacity options, please tell your friends, anyone who is maybe interested in getting a switch, that this is probably a good time to try it. The 2000 cc option with 3-year support essentially take our pricing back to about 3 years ago. So we have made some very big concessions to offer you an option that should be appealing to you when it comes to the price. 3 years of support is 3 years of updates and upgrades. Don't forget that as well. So if you are a subscribing member to our support contracts, you know that you would get standard support and standard updates and upgrades with support. So with these 3-year support packages, you'll have the best of all 3 worlds. So if you're able to, like I said, look into these options. You can talk to me directly. You can email me. I'm on Skype. These are options that are very useful, especially if you're considering maybe upgrading your Flex license or trading, getting up into the higher capacity tiers. So the prices are there for you to see. If you have any questions, by all means, let me know. Also, Denise can be emailed or found on Skype. Our names and our contact details are on our website. By all means, feel free to contact us at any time. So in terms of further pricing and support options, as you know, everything that we either rent or sell as a license includes provisioning, onboarding, as well as standard updates and upgrades. The onboarding is something that many customers don't actually take advantage of. And I believe that the onboarding part of our standard offering that comes with the monthly payment that you make or the license that you purchase is very important, because it delivers to you direct access to the team so that they can help you configure special scenarios that you might have. There are some limitations, but for the most part, any scenario that you come up with is something that they can typically help you through the onboarding period. So these are things that are included in our standard purchases or rents for hosted in AWS as well. We, as you know, have been providing switches in bare metal now for over 15 years. On the AWS side, we have extensive experience with AWS, but we are now starting to offer soft switches on the cloud. So these are options that you're going to see on support side that should give you some incentive to get the soft switch and pay some years in advance so that you can see some of the benefits on the discount side. I have a lot of people say, why don't I get a discount on my support payment? Well, if you want to pay 2 years or 3 years, we'll gladly give you a large discount on your support contract. So these are the tiers for discounts that we will do discounts for on the prepaid side. So if you pay 2 years in advance, we'll give you 20% discount. If you want a 35% discount, 4-year payment at once, we'll give you 35%, which is essentially like a year and a half of free support. So when you take the discounts into account, don't think just in terms of the percentage, but think in terms of the actual time. Not only that you would be supported, but the years of updates and upgrades that you'll receive. So these support options, when it comes to discounts, are something that if you are looking for ways to economize around your soft switch, paying additional years of support would be one way to do that. So as I mentioned in an earlier slide, we are starting to offer soft switches with low capacity with no support. So because we do recognize that from time to time, there will be some of your needs will not be something that you can troubleshoot on your own. We've created a pay-per-ticket support structure that would allow you to purchase in advance support tickets so that you can use them as you need. as your needs arise. So if you pay for one ticket, it's going to cost you $350. Keep in mind that at this point you're not paying any support at all, so you are free to pay for support as you see fit or as your need arises. So if you think that over the period of a year you're going to have 5 tickets that would require support that you can't handle yourself, that you can't troubleshoot yourself, that is probably your best bet in terms of getting a low price for getting a ticket resolved. So essentially, if you pay for 5 tickets, you get a huge discount of the per ticket price by paying in advance. So some of the benefits of this type of support that you would have if you don't have a support contract at all. So this is not only for customers who pay a soft switch without support, like at the 50 capacity channel tier, but also for customers who don't currently have a support contract. By no means do we want you to forego your support contract, but we're saying we know that there are some customers who currently use our soft switch who have no support at all. Okay, we encourage you, if you can get support, even by paying on a per ticket basis, to do that. Nobody knows the soft switch better than our support team. And so if you pay for even for a single ticket, that will guarantee that you have professional and proficient and extremely knowledgeable team members looking after your issues. So the benefits are that you can pay as you go. There's no expiration date on these support tickets that you purchase. So if you purchase 5 support tickets and you don't use them in this year, you can use them the next year or the year after that or the year after that. They're not going to expire. So this is a very good way for you to manage how you get support if you're one of these customers that not only can troubleshoot some configuration issues on your own, but also who need to economize on when and how you spend money on support. The final point in terms of a benefit is that these are decreasing costs. So the more tickets you pay for out front, the lower the support cost is going to be. So as you can see by this table, if you purchase a single ticket, it's $350 compared to 5 tickets for $900. So you can do the math. Ultimately, it means that if you pay for more, you get more, but you pay less. Okay? So in terms of our support tiers, we've introduced support tiers that will let you, as I mentioned, have different levels of service and set different expectations for SLAs and the level of support and the type of support that you get. Some of the costs here are aimed at encouraging those users who are big customers per se, that have very complex needs. As I mentioned, for example, a customer who's taking advantage or who's gets a freight switch license and begins to cluster his network, we would encourage that customer to use our enterprise support system, not only because that is made up of our more senior engineers, but also because tools are available to provide the level of support that an enterprise solution requires. So what you see on screen are simply the prices. If you have questions on the details of what's entailed by each of these support tiers, by all means, I can send you details through an email. At some point, we'll be posting some of those details on our website so that you have a sense of what's included in enterprise versus professional or standard. Okay, so with that, let's go to the next slide. So defining a little bit more what professional enterprise support means. So some of the benefits that and some of the reasons why we put the professional and enterprise support tiers out and made them available to you is that not every type of work is covered by standard support. To give you an example, there are some of you out there who have government requirements for providing CDRs and details on CDRs to to the government agencies that you respond to, that you answer to, that you're responsible to provide information to. So in some cases, CDR restoration is something that our support team can provide if you have professional enterprise support. So if you have a frequent need for CDR restoration, we can provide that at no cost. So on the standard support agreement, CDR restoration is not something that is covered. While we can help you restore CDRs, CDR restoration is not part of support standard support contract. So on the professional and enterprise tier supports, that type of service is available without additional charge. So if you take into account that you would have to file a separate ticket for CDR restoration, and if that ticket costs you $200, for example, each time you have that $200 cost, you would be saving all that money if you went to a professional or enterprise support tier. As I said before, the support team has on the enterprise and professional tiers has special tools available to them that allow them to provide more efficient service in terms of communicating directly with you. So for a standard support customer, we cannot provide things like online meetings. I mean, all you need to do is to think in terms of how would we as a company be able to provide support, standard support to every customer if it included online meetings. It just simply wouldn't be possible because the amount of resources that requires it would be extenuating to the company. So we made available the ability on these professional and enterprise support tiers for you to meet with the engineering team and perhaps present some questions or some scenarios that you believe are coming up for your company in the future and that you want to make sure are observed in the soft switch. Also, the professional and enterprise support tiers are managed by senior support team members, as I mentioned in the past, who are not only very well trained, but who are extremely familiar with the soft switch and understand the ins and outs of how something like a feature request can be implemented. So if you work with our support engineers directly by having an online meeting, for example, if you are a professional or enterprise support customer, you would be able to explain your situation to the team, and they would be in a very knowledgeable position to explain to you how that feature might be implemented into the software. So there are many reasons why the professional enterprise support tiers would be beneficial to you as a customer. In terms of the adoption, we've had already success with some customers using both professional and enterprise support tiers. I can think of one particular case with a customer based in Australia who is emphatically and very rightfully so requested in the past that they have access to an engineer that they can speak with and share information with more directly, who would know their soft switch more intimately. So one of the other factors of the professional and support and enterprise support tiers is that the engineers tasked with managing your switch and troubleshooting your switch are not only more intimately knowledgeable with the software, but they would be more intimately knowledgeable of your particular solution, the particular switch that you are using. So this delivers benefits to you because it means that we understand and know your scenarios, the history of your scenarios, much better than if you are using only a standard version of our support tiers. Finally, if you are thinking of the benefit to your company in terms of on the business side, how do you market or how do you justify moving up to professional or enterprise support? You could say it's analogous to redundancy. You sell redundancy to your customers to let them know that your network is going to be up, come hell or high water kind of thing. So if you have professional or enterprise support, you can let your customers know that if an issue does take place, if something comes up, you have support structure behind you that is absolutely professional, knowledgeable, and that knows your switch inside and out, and that can act at the drop of a hat to make sure that they deliver solutions if any issues should come up. So on the business side, if you use the professional and enterprise tiers, you should be able to market that to your customers to let them know, hey, I'm not just a guy with a soft switch. I'm a guy with a soft switch who is backed up by serious professionals who can deliver solutions as they are required. On the moving on to the freight switch license purchase, Max, in the past, and I've done an introduction to the freight switch as a new product. Finally, we've got some pricing for those of you who are already contemplating the freight switch and how the freight switch might be a tool in your pocket or a solution that you can take advantage of. What we've done with this freight switch pricing is aimed to make sure that the prices are reachable so that you are able to build a network around the freight switch. So if you can see here, in some cases, a capacity of 5,000 cc freight switch is in some cases less expensive than the regular soft switch. Why? Because we recognize that the freight switch is going to be used minimum 2 licenses, so that you can create a network where you've got high availability, in the sense that you've got more than one node operating to process calls. In light of that, and I think that some of the introductions we've done in the past in terms of the benefits of freight switch are the not only the capacity but the CPS. So the amount of calls per second that you can get from the freight switch are far beyond what we can do on the soft switch. So here's a great example: the 5,000 capacity soft switch with 650 CPS. 650 CPS is a lot of calls per second. If you were to buy 650 calls per second on the soft switch, the overall solution would be considerably higher than what you've got here. You're probably talking about $5,000 in capacity, in calls per second alone. So the combination of capacity and calls per second that we are offering on the freight switch side is very, very aggressively priced to get your business, because we believe that if you use the freight switch, your network will exponentially grow. As a result of this, we believe that we are also going to offer you the ability of not only growing your network, but growing how we respond to your network needs. This is why professional support is required for any freight switch license purchase. The costs speak for themselves. You can look them up. Look at them here on this slide. They will be going up on our website just before we start to implement some of the freight switch installations. For now, you can take this to the bank, and if you're watching and you've got these prices in mind, when the freight switch licenses start to be sold, you can quote me on these prices. This is what we are going to be offering, not only for capacity, also for cost per second, but also for cost. We want your freight switch business. We want to make sure that if you're growing a network, that you're growing your network with us. Okay. So finally, on to Sippy PBX. This is something that is very exciting to us. I know that in terms of new products, this is one of those products that we have many customers very, very happy and chomping at the bit to start to promote this solution, the Sippy PBX, to their customers. The pricing that we've come up with is also aggressively meant to be able to get you to profitably start pushing this to your customer. We've tried to match to the greatest of our ability our soft switch prices, so that you can have a level of comfort with the amount of money that you're paying, what you're paying it for, so that you can on sell to your customers. So you can see here that the relative capacity of a soft switch, right, is what we are aiming for in terms of the Sippy PBX. So if you have a 100cc switch, we believe that you would probably have a need for a Sippy PBX solution of about 100 channels as well, or 100 seats. So these can be hosted on AWS or bare metal. The pricing on our bare metal solutions is aimed also, as I said, to court your business, especially because this is our introductory pricing for the PBX. We're very happy to be able to finally launch it, and we are even more happy to let you know that unlike other solutions, the prices that you see here online for the Sippy PBX include provisioning, and they include support. So we are not cheaping out on this solution. We are providing you the guarantees that we provide you on the soft switch in terms of helping you out to troubleshoot issues and providing stable, reliable hosting through AWS or a bare metal server. With that, I'm going to talk just a little bit about some of another product that is some time in the making. We believe that, as I mentioned before, redundancy, scalability, and robustness is the mandate that we get from the technical team to offer products. So in light of that, we know that there are some of you out there who do not have a standby solution. Because you do not have a standby solution, what you require is the ability to rebuild your soft switch should something go wrong. In the event of a catastrophe, we provide you options so that you are able to revive your soft switch in a way to make sure that if something happens, you know that you can trust that you don't have to start from scratch. So essentially with that, we've created an Amazon S3 automated backups. These backups are meant for, as I said, those of you who are on a server of your own and who do not have a redundancy option because you just can't afford that, or just because perhaps it's not part of your technical strategy. This is something that we offer to you so that you have a layer of safety to make sure that you can make sure your network is up and running quick. So the way this works is that we would be backing up your server in one case once per month to a maximum of 1 terabyte, just as an example. And the cost for that would be $10 for us to automate that process and to back it up in our Amazon S3 infrastructure. So essentially, once a month, you would be receiving a charge of $10, and for that $10 cost, we would take your database and we would make sure that it's available should disaster strike. You can purchase 4 backups per month at a cost of $40 and at a cost of $300 if you want a daily backup. Obviously, for the sake of cost, $300 is absolutely minimal. When you take into account that if you required a standby soft switch, the standby soft switch has a cost associated with the rental of the license. It has a cost associated with the server that license is provisioned on, and it has a cost associated with support. So if you cannot afford all those three, but you do know that you need to have a way to boom, snap a finger and have your soft switch back up and running as soon as possible. This Amazon S3 backup would be something that would be not only beneficial from a technical perspective, but also from an sorry, can you hear me there? Yeah. Okay. Sorry. So yeah. So this automated backups would allow you to make sure that you've got an economical solution that you can, again, tell your customers, my solution is redundant, it is robust, and I have highly technical, knowledgeable people on my side. So if you are one of these customers who are selling to your customers real promises, not just promises, real promises that you can deliver on, these solutions are the types of solutions that you should be implementing as part of your overall infrastructure and your overall offering to your customers from us. So in conclusion, sales at Sippy, and this is something I appreciate from Max, because time and time again, I am made aware of how it is that we have grown and how it is that we assume and that we hope to continue to move forward. Sippy is not a sales-driven company in the sense that we are not gimmicky. We are not aimed at trying to show you shiny stuff that has no value. Or pressure you into using our solutions or into spending money with us. We have grown and we will continue to grow by the fact that we offer a robust, highly strong solution that you can count on. So our strategy is to capitalize on the strength of our team, of our abilities on the technical side, and on the strength and high comprehensiveness of our software. So that's how we drive sales. We drive sales by the product that we offer, not by how well we can push you or market ourselves. Improvements and new products that we create, the things that we've talked about today, they come from requests that you made. The Sippy PBX is something that we've heard about before. The S3 Amazon backups, they are things that in the past customers have said to us, look, I don't have a standby solution. I'd like to have something. These are things that we know are beneficial to you, and we create these things and we promote these products on the basis that we know these are the things that make sense to you. So we produce these things because we know they make sense to you, and we make them as strong as possible so that given that you want them, we want to provide them to you at the best possible level that we can. Also, in terms of the business, we love people who are interested in reselling our soft switches. Onur and his team, Greg and his team, Chris Bear and his team, all of them have worked with us pretty much from the beginning. And one of the things that exemplifies them as good partners to us is that they are committed to working with us. They understand our business well, and they are very strong resellers of our software. They are knowledgeable in their area of expertise, and they work well with us. We are always looking for good resellers and partners like them. And by all means, if you know someone, or if you yourself are interested in becoming a partner or a reseller of our software, talk to us. We want to help you grow, and we want to grow with you. Finally, something I've said in the past many times in these presentations. You might have seen me in presentations with Arthur, Sergey, Artem, and Ruslan. I've said we do our best here to make sure, and I hold everyone accountable, and everyone holds me accountable, that if we make promises, we deliver on those promises. These things that you're seeing today as part of these presentations are a result of work we've been putting in, and the commitments that we make to you to improve and to continue to be the solution that makes your business a strong business. Having said that, Philip, if there are any questions, I think any member of our team would be interested in answering them. And if not, Max, I don't know if you have a few things that you want to say in closing. Or sorry, we've got Pavel up ahead. I got all excited. I'm sorry about that. Yeah. Last but not least, we've got Pavel Bussel, who is a member of our QA team. He is extremely knowledgeable. He's a really good guy, and the halo that you see behind his head is very well earned because he's a saint here at Sippy. Go ahead, Pavel.
Well, Pavel actually started as a support engineer, I believe, and he was one of the first support engineers. And it's not only about partners. We also like to see our employees to grow with us, I guess, of which Pavel is a very good example. I mean, he started doing like just shifts and helping customers with day-to-day issues, and then he learned quite a lot in the process, and eventually moved out to a better position inside the company, which has more opportunities for him, and yeah, we're pretty happy to have him. There you go. Take it away, Pavel.
Thank you, guys. So just to make everyone clear, I'm Pavel Bussel, and I'm QA team lead of Sippy software. As Max mentioned, I started as a support engineer. That was more than 9 years ago. So the experience I achieved for those years helped me a lot in doing some quality assurance that I'm working on right now. And actually, the presentation that I prepared for today is related for the QA part of work and development part of work that we were working on for the whole 2021 year. In my presentation, I wanted to cover several topics. Some of those are related to the operating system, database version upgrades that we worked on. Some of those are related to the core fundamental changes to the system models like OpenSIP server, that is C frontend, and of course Python upgrade from second version to third, which is actually a pretty huge time-consuming and pretty hard task for us to refactor huge bunches of code on our side. So also I will cover some LRN number portability improvements that we were working on, and some general SIP stack improvements. Some of those were already covered by other speakers, but I will just make sure that they are clear and they are covered at least with some notes. So to start with, in Sippy 2021, we worked on bringing the latest upgrade, the latest production version of FreeBSD, the base operating system. So FreeBSD 12.2 is more stable and brings us a performance boost compared to the previous supported version. Pretty the same is for PostgreSQL 10, which is the new version of the database engine we are using in Sippy, and of course for the database system, the stability and reliability is a core item that actually brought us to bring that update to the system. On the screen of the next slide, I'm sharing the small table that actually has some combination of supported FreeBSD and PostgreSQL version. For the time being, we are keeping FreeBSD 11.3 in the supported versions, but eventually that one would be retired, and we will go forward with new versions of FreeBSD, and hopefully new versions of PostgreSQL would be also brought on board. So the next slide is about the OpenSIP server the version upgrade that actually allowed us to implement TLS support. which was actually explained with more details by previous speakers. Just to explain what's it all about, so OpenSIPs is a C frontend that we are using in Sippy, which means it is a service that receives the incoming traffic and sends traffic outside when the call goes outside, actually. So the table with combinations of supported versions shows that we still keep OpenSIPs 2.4, the existing production version from Sippy 2020, as supported one in Sippy 2021. For the time being, it is for backward compatibility, and after some time, when we are sure that no customers are using OpenSIPs 2.4 in Sippy 2021, which is actually the upgrade step for us to switch it to the new version. So that OpenSIPs 2.4 would be retired in Sippy 2021. So for the next slide, wanted to shed some light on the Python version upgrade. So it's pretty huge upgrades that we were working on that touched some parts of Sippy like B2B UA, XML API, billing D, invoice D, IVR D, and lots of others. For those who are not that confident with what's upgrade is from second to third version, in third version, the general change of the syntax was implemented, and actually this was coming from the Python developers to us. It means that huge bunches of Sippy code was required to be rewritten to support the change. And it actually means that those customers who use the Python-related models for Python 2, of course, in previous versions, should make sure that their code is ready for that Python 3 conversion. Since in Sippy 2021, there would be no Python 2.7 support anymore. So it would run only 3.6, actually. The next topic is related to local routing number, which is also known as number portability. And in this release, we worked on a set of improvements and new features. Some of those are the cache expiration that is now scalable from 1 hour to 3 months. We added the possibility to set up the secondary or failover LRN server with the ability to customize the outgoing port for the actual port for that LRN server. And the whole processing of LRN numbers in Sippy was significantly refactored and improved. So it's now more reliable, and the troubleshooting of such cases is easier for customers and support team. As for other improvements, especially those that are related to SIP stack, we added the possibility to see whether the call was dropped on handstop configuration. So this is now possible to see this fact in CDRs. The processing of re-invites was significantly refactored, and it actually touches also the late offer model for the re-invites. And messages out of order was also refactored in scope of that re-invite change. So from Sippy side, we also added the caching of DNS lookups, meaning that the calls that have the destination of some domain names would have some speed boost, since the system would not need to spend time for resolving the domain name to IP address before sending the call out. So there would be some built-in system cache for getting that checked before. And also we added the ability for the customer to generate the custom headers in external translator, so customers can customize that code and actually make any required header sent to their vendor. There are also two huge changes that were brought in Sippy 2021. It's stir shaking that was explained by Andriy before, and some huge WebUI changes that were explained by Geka as well some times ago. I'm done. Any questions?
Thank you, Pavel. Just I guess a question from what the customer's perspective might be. How do you, on the QA side, work on all the issues that ultimately end up being improvements on the soft switch? For example, what you mentioned about headers, right? How does that evolve to the creation of either a new functionality or a new way of doing things? How does that happen from your experience here?
Well, if you want to kind of check the whole procedure, so first we get some requests from the customer, of course, as this comes to our ticket system. That request is first checked by our support team. Then it is kind of escalated through our internal procedure, and eventually it results in the ticket filed for our developer team that passes some internal discussion with developers. Then it is included in the developer work. And actually, once the developer finishes the job, like for doing some new feature or improvement, bug fix, then this change comes to my plate, and I have to verify that the initial requirement was satisfied, so that the customer change would be actually the customer would be happy when we implement this fix for him. So I do the testing from my side using exactly same version that customer was using. And if everything works exactly as it was requested, then it means that the work of quality assurance is done and the ticket could be closed. So customers would be able to see that functionality either in a new version or in some existing version with the upgrade of their system to the latest version.
That is a great answer, and I think it's it's interesting that the things that you've just mentioned are exactly what we've been saying today about, how do we make improvements and how do we manage to deliver on the promises. What you just answered, in fact, highlights each point that we've made today about how it is that we got here, how it is that Sippy 2021 is now being launched. I thank you for that, because that was very clear and very detailed in terms of an answer. So I appreciate that. Thank you, Pavel.
You're welcome.
Okay, thank you. Max, do you want to say a few things? You got something that you want to present?
No, I just wanted to ask Pavel another question, if I may.
Sure.
Pavel, what do you see as main challenges in your work or QA in general in regards to CP, and how do you see us overcoming those challenges in the future?
Well, this is the main task for us, and when I'm saying us, I mean the whole team, is to try to automate all things that could be automated, since the main time waste and the main things that should be actually worked on is try to avoid the manual work when some robots could do that work instead of you. I'm talking about some repeating tests. I'm talking about some deployments, automatic deployments. That, of course, touches automatic upgrades for operating system for the core chips of Switch. And we have been working pretty hard on getting this prepared. So we are moving in that direction for years, actually. And I can see some good progress about that. Actually, what was explained about the support work by other people before. So we are coming to the world where some huge deployments that previously required lots of manual work would be just done by pressing the button. And this, of course, makes testing easier, I believe, since testing resources are to be spent only on the things that are complicated, and some manual work that is routine could be automated. So as QA engineer, I see the main point that we should focus on and that we are working on is automation.
It's another beautiful answer. Thank you, Pavel. Max?
Yeah, that sums it up, I guess, very nicely. Thank you, Pavel, and for the great work you're doing. And definitely very happy to have you around.
Thanks, appreciate it.
Okay, Max, do you have anything that you want to share on your side that perhaps you want to give us a parting message here?
Well, I guess we can just, unless you have something else to talk about, I would just wrap up by saying thank you to all of our customers and partners, and no, not the last but not least, all of our team members. Some of which you've seen today, but many more are still staying behind the scenes and doing the important. But each of them obviously is very important in what we are doing, and yeah, it's very great. And I'm very happy to have such a amazing team to work with, and yeah, I think that's a privilege to work with you guys. And thanks, Fred, for doing lots of organizational work to make this launch event a success and actually happening in general.
Very happy. So I guess nobody can sum it up better than Max. But for now, we as I said before, we're thankful that you've taken the time to watch this webinar. If you've been with us all along, we appreciate it. We hope that the information that we shared is important to you and that you see how that might benefit your business down the line. We've got new products available. Look for them. Contact us. We can provide you more details. Things are going to be on the website soon, and there are many ways that you can get details on anything that we talked about today. So on behalf of our partners, our customers, our team members all around the world, I want to thank you again for being here. We appreciate your time. On behalf of Max, the Sippy team, myself, thank you again, and we'll see you.
See you
Take
soon.
care. Ending the stream, Max.